that we were talking about earlier today.
Right after that explosive clip from Brittney Griner, the basketball world exploded, and Riley Gaines was not holding back. She dropped a bombshell demand: trade Brittney Griner now. What sparked this instant rage? Griner publicly dissed Caitlin Clark, one of the sport's brightest rising stars. What started as a simple comment turned into an instant rage storm that's now rocking the entire women's basketball community. Riley Gaines, a former University of Kentucky guard, is known for her competitive fire and outspoken nature. After a tough NCAA career, Gaines transitioned into a vocal figure in women's basketball circles, respected for her straight talk and willingness to defend athletes she believes in. Riley Gaines voiced support for a Trump administration DOJ lawsuit against Maine's Department of Education over its policy of including transgender athletes in women's sports.
We never knew we had to define this word sex until these both elected and unelected bureaucrats started to go through the back door and reinterpret this word to mean what they want it to mean. Originally implemented in 1972, it was only 37 words. Very brief.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark from the University of Iowa has taken college basketball by storm. Her electrifying scoring ability, court vision, and fearless playmaking have earned her national recognition as a future superstar destined for the WNBA spotlight. On the other hand, Brittney Griner stands as one of the WNBA's most dominant and recognizable players. A multiple-time All-Star and Olympic gold medalist, Griner's size, skill, and highlight reel dunks have made her a cornerstone for the Phoenix Mercury and an icon in women's basketball. During a recent game, Brittney Griner was caught on camera making a remark about Caitlin Clark that quickly sparked outrage. Many interpreted Griner's words as a sharp criticism of Clark's game and potential, suggesting that Clark's flashy style wouldn't hold up at a professional level. The clip spread rapidly on social media, dividing fans. Some saw it as veteran trash talk, while others viewed it as an unfair and disrespectful attack on one of basketball's brightest young stars. Is the WNBA going to investigate this blatant act of racism? I highly doubt it, but just imagine if Clark had said something similar about Griner or another black player. Another wrote, "How is this racism?" She said it was a whack call. Y'all see what y'all want to see. Y'all want to feel oppressed so badly. There's no such thing as reverse racism, get the fuck over it. Y'all made that shit up so y'all can try to be victims. Among those outraged was Riley Gaines. Known for defending the integrity and future of women's basketball, Gaines reacted swiftly and decisively. On Twitter, Gaines publicly demanded that the WNBA trade Brittney Griner. Griner's comments were toxic and reflected a mentality that undermines the respect new players like Clark deserve. Brittney Griner appeared to call Caitlin Clark trash and a fucking white girl after fouling out last night. Just a reminder, this is who we traded for the Russian merchant of death. Now imagine if Clark had said the inverse. Gaines' stance wasn't just about protecting Clark. It was a broader call for the league to address attitudes that she believes stunt the growth of women's basketball. Gaines made it clear that veterans should uplift rising stars, not trash talk or belittle them. Former ESPNer and left-leaning commentator Jamila Hill quote tweeted Gaines' post while arguing Griner had not called out Clark. I get that, your whole personality is caught up in stuff like this, so you don't care about spreading misinformation, she wrote Saturday afternoon. 1. The foul call made on her had nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. It was because she fouled Natasha Howard. 2. She clearly says trash and F-King whack call. A fan replied, I don't think that's what she's saying. She said whack calls Brittney Griner is not racist. She's besties with MAGA Barbie. You're wrong. However, the demand struck a nerve. It was an extraordinary move. A former college player publicly calling for the trade of a top professional athlete. The conversation quickly moved beyond just basketball skills to questions of respect, legacy, and leadership within the WNBA. To grasp why Riley Gaines' demand sent shockwaves across the basketball community, it's essential to understand who she is and why her voice matters. Gaines made a name for herself as a guard for the University of Kentucky. playing with a gritty, relentless style that earned her fans and respect from teammates and opponents alike. While she didn't become a household name in the professional leagues, Gaines carved out a reputation for being outspoken and principled. After college, Gaines increasingly used her platform to comment on women's basketball culture, athlete respect, and the evolving landscape of the sport. She gained a following for not mincing words, challenging narratives, and defending athletes she feels are unfairly criticized. This is not the first time she's speaking for Clark. Riley Gaines has publicly defended Caitlin Clark in the past. In a 2024 appearance on The Will Cain Show, Gaines discussed comments made by The View hosts who suggested that Clark benefited from tall, pretty, and white privilege. Gaines strongly disagreed with this characterization, emphasizing that Clark's success was due to her skill and hard work, not her appearance or race.
This is what the viewers want to see as Caitlin Clark. And again, I don't think it's to reduce it down to her physical attributes or the fact that she is straight, white, tall, or pretty, which might I just add, I think anyone's pretty next to someone like Brittney Griner. But besides the point, it's mind-blowing is what it is. I don't think there's a lot of words for it. But I think the American people see this for what it is.
They also expressed admiration for Clark's sportsmanship and the inspiration she provides. To young girls, Brittney Griner is one of the most celebrated WNBA players, but her career has been far from smooth. Aside from her on-court dominance, Griner has faced injuries, controversies, and a highly publicized legal incident overseas that sidelined her and affected public perception. Gaines and many others have criticized the impact of these off-court distractions on the WNBA's image and on younger players trying to build their careers. To Gaines, Griner's dismissive comments about Caitlin Clark weren't just rude. They represented a broader problem of veteran players failing to respect the next generation. Gaines positioned Clark as the future of the sport, someone who embodies the next wave of talent and excitement women's basketball desperately needs to grow. In her eyes, Griner's remarks were a roadblock to progress and a toxic attitude that the league should not tolerate. It's rare for a former college player to publicly call for the trade of a WNBA superstar. Gaines's demand was bold, precisely because it came from a credible voice who understands the sport's dynamics. Her stance signaled to the league and the public that the culture around women's basketball needs to shift. She's not just reacting emotionally. Gaines is framing this as a larger issue of accountability, respect, and leadership. The implication is clear. If Griner continues to undermine emerging stars, the WNBA risks losing its momentum with younger audiences and the next generation of players. Her call has already sparked conversations within WNBA circles about player attitudes, mentorship, and how to balance veteran leadership with nurturing rising talent. With Gaines's fiery call for Brittney Griner's trade, the big question on everyone's mind is, could this actually happen? Brittney Griner remains under contract with the Phoenix Mercury, a team that has built around her talent for years. Despite her star power, the Mercury have struggled to find consistent success in recent seasons, and there have been rumors about roster adjustments to improve chemistry. And results. Griner's trade value is a complex matter. On the positive side, she's one of the most dominant centers in women's basketball history, bringing elite defense, rim protection, and an offensive inside presence few can match. This makes her an attractive asset for teams lacking a dominant big player. However, Griner's recent injury history, coupled with the legal issues that kept her off the court for an extended period, adds risk. Some teams might hesitate to invest heavily given those uncertainties, potentially lowering her trade value. Several WNBA franchises could theoretically be interested in acquiring Griner, especially those looking to shore up their front court or add veteran star power. Teams struggling in the paint or needing a proven shot blocker would see Griner as a potential game changer. That said, the sensitive nature of this situation means some teams might avoid the risk, fearing that bringing in a player who's currently the center of controversy could disrupt locker room chemistry or fan relations. Gaines's public demand puts additional pressure on the Phoenix Mercury and the league's front office. If the growing narrative is that Griner's presence is creating a toxic environment, the team might be motivated to explore trade options more seriously. It also adds a media spotlight that could influence the decision makers, as leagues often want to avoid prolonged public conflicts involving their biggest stars. But it's important to note that WNBA trades aren't simple. They involve negotiations around salaries, player fit, and timing, especially given Griner's current contract and the Mercury's roster needs. The response to Gaines's demand has been intense and divided. Many fans applaud Gaines for defending Caitlin Clark and advocating for respect among players. Others criticize the call as overly harsh, arguing that Griner deserves more support. Given her career and struggles, media analysts have described this as a defining moment for the WNBA. It shines a light on the challenges the league faces, balancing star power with evolving team dynamics and the need to embrace new talent while honoring veterans. This story isn't just about Riley Gaines and Brittney Griner. It's about what women's basketball stands for today and where it's heading. Caitlin Clark's talent is undeniable. She's breaking records, dazzling fans, and turning college basketball into must-watch TV. Clark's ability to score from anywhere, combined with her incredible court vision and fearless confidence, has made her a symbol of the sport's bright future. Being publicly disrespected by an established WNBA star like Brittney Griner could have been a blow to Clark's confidence or public perception. But the fierce defense mounted by Riley Gaines sends a powerful message. The next generation of women's basketball deserves recognition, respect, and support. Clark's growing fan base sees her not only as a player, but as a trailblazer who is bringing new energy and excitement to women's sports. This clash reflects a timeless sports dynamic, the tension between established veterans and ambitious newcomers. Such clashes have happened in every sport as each generation fights to define itself and push boundaries. But for women's basketball, currently enjoying unprecedented growth and attention, these internal conflicts carry greater stakes. The league and players must navigate these tensions carefully to maintain momentum and grow the fan base. Respect between players, positive mentorship, and a shared vision for the sport's future are essential. Otherwise, public disputes risk distracting from the game and alienating fans. This WNBA is at a pivotal moment. Will the league take Riley Gaines' demands seriously? Could Brittney Griner be traded? How will Caitlin Clark's career unfold amid this controversy? One thing is certain, women's basketball is evolving. The stars of tomorrow are demanding their place and respect, while veterans are adjusting to new roles and challenges. That's the real story behind Riley Gaines' demand. And Brittney Griner's comments, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe for more.